Your Lordship, may I disabuse the notion that we are not making an application for conservatory order. I refer you to the case Nairobi Civil Appeal 151, which is Invesco Insurance Company Limited.
Although you have an application for conservatory order.
Yeah, I'm coming there. I'll show you how I'll link and annex this status quo to that order.
I would like
by
to
this
keep
court.
them separate.
Yes, Your
The
Honor.
status quo and the data.
May I just read this judgment?
Yes, continue.
Civil Appeal 151.
If an authority,
Yes, I'm reading.
we have to have the right to comment. He had the opportunity
But he's-
to refer to authority.
Your
This
Lordship,
is never going to end, Lord. As long as you keep that door open.
My Lord, we concede. We concede and
I wanted to say, Thompson versus Palmer,
to respond on points of law.
1948, JB 408 explicates the status quo. Has been used repeatedly. What is the status quo ante? What is the status quo post?
Yes.
That I would have said.
So, just
Yes, Your Lordship. Because he wrote to say that he also needs the opportunity.
Your Lordship,
you see, we don't want him to bring an authority which will make them ask for right. Otherwise, we are going to be here. How to get out.
let me submit on it. The court will, if there will be need for them to reply, Your Lordship, then you disregard it. But maybe just me to refer to it. Okay, I'm well read it.
my Lord, guided by Virginia, friend here, we concede. Okay, please, leave it to you.
All right. Your Lordship, I therefore submit that conservatory orders is a judicial remedy granted by a court by way of an undertaking that no action or any kind of preservation or that is intended to preserve the subject matter is actually an order of status quo for the preservation of the subject matter before the court until the motion is heard or the petition is dispensed with. On the separation of power, Your Lordship, I want to submit that that doctrine has since been penetrated by the enactment of Article 165 Clause 2D, Paragraph 2. That's no longer enjoying the constitutional virginity that it used to enjoy before.
Article
165 165, Your Lordship. 165, Clause 2, Paragraph D, Roman 2. When we enacted the Constitution and gave this power the court to determine whether anything said to be done has been done in accordance with the Constitution, it gave you power to penetrate the acts and the actions and the functions of Parliament. It lost its constitutional virginity. Your Lordship, this doctrine is not as it was during the case of Madison. Granted the current enactment. On the question of the status of the status quo vis-a-vis our application for leave to amend, whether therefore we will have dissipated the subject matter, the subject matter will continue to exist as it is until leave is granted and subsequently an amended petition is filed. The grant of leave does not mutilate the current subject matter before you that we are seeking to preserve. It does not even erode it whatsoever. It does not even cease to exist. And that is what we are seeking to hold, so that Your Lordship, as and when time comes and that perhaps amendments are brought before you, you will have what to adjudicate over. Remember, the rules of amendments, Your Lordship, is not to completely dissipate the original subject matter, it's to add to it. Your Lordship, finally, the doctrine of proportionality will only be applicable where the petition before you is primarily for the enforcement of the Bill of Rights. This petition has been commenced pursuant to two fundamental pillars of the Constitution. Pillar number 1, Article 22 of the Constitution, and pillar number 2, Your Lordship, Article 258 of the Constitution. Article 258 of the Constitution invites you to see whether the Constitution has been violated. Article 22 invites you to evaluate whether a right has been denied, threatened, or been violated, or infringed. On those two fundamental pillars, Your Lordship, and most importantly, the question of the violation of the Constitution, Article 3 enjoins you to uphold, protect, and respect this Constitution. Number 2, Article 10 again calls you to make sure that in whatsoever we do, Your Lordship.
What point are you responding to?
Yes, Your Lordship?
What point are you responding to which emerged from their submission?
It was raised by my senior, Mr. Waga.
What point?
Hold on, I'll answer the question.
Which point?
The point on proportionality.
On proportionality?
Yes, Your Lordship.
So this is about proportionality?
Yes, Your Lordship.
And finish up.
And the obligation,
Yes.
and the obligation bestowed upon this court,
Article 3 is about
the respect of the Constitution, the upholding of the Constitution.
duty of every person.
Yes. And you remember, Your Lordship, I submitted that this petition is premised on Article 258. If I was to harmonize those and read them purposively, Article 3 therefore calls you, while you are awaiting to see the alleged violation under Article 258, where the petitioners draws their locus from, that you uphold the possession, that you preserve it. That's all the point I'm making, Your Lordship. Most obliged.
Your client.
Inside all the submissions. What is the deadline?
Your Honor, I just